Okay, so this is the final stage of your Dreamcatcher. You will need beads. I use wooden beads here with large holes in them, and your sparkly thread and some feathers. Usually I go with 3 strands hanging down, so I divided the beads into threes and kind of matched up the colours. So there's 9 here and 10 for the top. Take your piece of thread, going back to the gold again, and double it over so you've got a loop here. Take the loop and bring it through the bottom triangle, and then take your 2 pieces like that and pull it down, so you can see how that gives you something to pull on, and you've got the 2 threads. The reason I use the 2 threads just gives it a little bit more weight when you're hanging your beads. Thread the needle. Thread okay. Yep. And we'll go for the first lot of beads. First of all, the yellow, the top, bring it right up to the top, then the green, and then the red. Now, because this bead is got quite a big hole there, I'm going to have to make 2 or 3 knots underneath the bead so that it gives it something to stop it coming through, the bead falling off. You'll find once you get your feathers on, it won't matter so much anyway, because the feather will act as a block as well. So I put 3 loose-ish kind of knots on top there to hold it and snip it off. Okay. Now they're not very, you don't want them so tight that it's kind of, too much tension there, that they can actually hang and flow. We'll take another piece of the gold thread. Same again, double it over so you've got a loop, and the next one's going to be positioned here, and the 2 onions will be here and here. So go through this part here, feed your 2 threads through and bring it to the point and pull it nice and tight. Then once again thread your needle. I'm actually have taken too much thread here. You don't really need as much as I've done, but I suppose it makes it easy to see. Thread your needle. There you go for the turquoise, orange, and pink. I also think it's kind of nice if you balance the colours each side. The middle one can be something different, but I do think that looks nice if you choose a similar colour combination if you can. Once again, I'm going to do a couple of knots on top of each other just to stop the bead from falling off. Okay. Nice thing about this sparkly wool is it always has a nice feel to it, and it's easy to thread. Once again, double the thread over, make your loop and bring this one through here. That's it. Those 2 through, pull down, and you can thread your needle. You probably see how when I'm threading the needle, it's hard to get 2 pieces to go through a needle like that. And so what I do is I just put that over the top of the needle and pull it tight over, and that helps you to have something that you can push through the needle. as if you're trying to put these things through. Often they get a bit tufty on the ends and it's hard to do it. So we do the same again, turquoise. Oops. Come here. The orange. And the pink. I shouldn't really have taken that needle off. What did I do that for? Yes, you can see I'm struggling. I'm going to go back to the needle. It definitely makes it a bit easier. Okay. So like I say, when you do your knots, don't make them so close to the beads that the beads seem kind of too tight against the. You want them to be a little bit tiny loose so that they've got a bit of a swing to them. Okay, so we've got the beads. Now we're going to put the feathers. Usually what I do is choose one large feather. When you buy feathers like this in the craft shops, they often come either kind of big long feathers like this and quite strong, or more fluffy ones. And often what I'll do is put a stronger one in the middle and a fluffy one on either side, which I think looks nice, but some people prefer to put 3 large. To decide which way you're going to do it, figure out which colours you like the look of. I love these little ones here with the spots on. I think they're really nice and I like that turquoise. So decide which way you're going to put your feathers and then trim. With these big ones you often get a kind of a rough bit on the top of the feather. Just trim that to one side so it makes more of a point. You'll find it easier to get it to go inside to the bead. Put a little bit of glue on the end of the feather and just pull that down and feed the feather into the first bead. Same again with these ones, they're only tiny, but this little bit of glue that you're putting will help the bead and the feather all to stay, the beads all to stay together and not fall off. Okay, you can position some and so they're sort of going to one side. Looks nice. There we go. So that's that last bit there, and then I'm going to put one last bead. I'm wondering if I need to put that onto the needle. I think I probably do to get it through the bead. Once again. Whoops. I'll have to pick that up in a minute. Okay, so that's threaded. Now I need to find the nipple of the bead. Where it is. That bead has escaped. These bags of beads are very good actually if you're going to be doing a few of these, because you've got a nice selection then to work with. So thread on your last bead. bring the loop through. I usually tie a little knot there just to stop the bead from falling off. That's it. And then you have your finished Dreamcatcher.